Okay, so here we are. I think it's like 16 in Columbia or something over in Vancouver, Washington. Service battery thing. I'm going to go inside, talk to the guy. This is a video for Lieutenant Baldwin and Engineers 1775, I think, on YouTube. Anyway, we're going to talk about batteries for off-grid power systems. Okay, so here's the deal for Lieutenant Baldwin. This is a battery shop. Okay, they work on these forklifts for the most part. These are 48-volt battery packs. They're deep cycle. The guy's explaining to me, now these things they got to be moved with a forklift, okay? Brand new, you're looking at around $6,000 for one of these 48-volt units. Now, a lot of your upper-end solar systems, they are 48-volt systems, and this is part of why. Forklifts also, golf carts run on 48-volt systems. Now, this would require some level of ventilation. You wouldn't mount this in a house, but you're also talking about a hell of a lot of power, okay? And when these things go for about 6,000 new and 3,500 used for the big battery packs, you're also looking at, a lot of lead. I don't know if it's a half a ton or so, but it's a lot. And even when a battery dies and goes bad and it's time to get new ones, the old lead has recycle value. There's two stages on the recycle value on the old lead. One stage is you take the whole thing, you get it on a forklift, you turn it back in, you get something for it, which, it can still be pretty high. It can still be like $1,000. If you put some people to work cutting these all apart with a Sawzall and recovering the lead, then it's a lot more. It's close to $1 a pound now. So my original estimate on this stuff was low because the last time I talked to this guy was a couple of years ago when lead was a lot cheaper. Now, the other recommendation are these are the deep cycle batteries, okay? And they're around 250 to 350 used. I think he said it's like 600 new. I get the impression it's negotiable depending on how many you get. But, again, this is a vented battery. So if you're doing a shop installation where it's not inside the house, you get more power for your money out of a ventilated battery. You can add acid to them. There's little things you can do to refurb these when they've hit that 5-year shelf life. Those totally sealed batteries that it looks like what Engineers 1775 is using on his installation, they're more expensive. They give you less power. I used that style in my trailer project because I didn't want to go with an exterior mounting. And inside of a building, those work. Now, this is a warehouse shop, so this place is ventilated. That's why, it doesn't really matter if it's inside here. In your warehouse shop, this would work. The other thing you need to do is get one of these big chargers. Now, I was explaining to the guy that you are running a diesel generator, and so if you got one of these machines that runs off 220, it charges the battery bank faster, which reduces the runtime on your generator. If you only have 110 available, then it charges the battery bank slower. Now, for solar charging, almost no matter how many panels you make or have, it's a trickle charge compared to what these batteries are. So for solar charging, what he's recommending, if solar is your primary source of power, you got to get that other style of deep cycles. And I don't think he has any that are taken apart, but it has to do with the way the plates were configured inside the battery. Okay, now these are different size battery packs for different size forklifts, but the deal is they give you a fair amount of power for the money. And then what these guys can do, if you're getting a system going, is we can scab something together with these things to get this system going and all of that, and then eventually move you into brand new batteries, okay? Because the thing that the guy explained to me is the brand new batteries, which would be ordered in, which would be fresh, have a warranty. Now these things, it's not quite the same thing, but if we're building and configuring and testing a system, it's not that bad either, okay? So the budget would be a little higher, but the thing is stuff's all here. It's in Vancouver, Washington, not too far from your location. You could come over, hear the same story from the guy that I heard. The main reason I have not in the past followed up with this guy or recommended this for too many of the homeowner types is because of the necessity for a forklift to load and unload these things, because it's a big steel unit on these. Some of these have a built-in charger too. You just plug it into the wall when you're done using it. And the idea was that somebody could use a forklift on and off throughout the day and then plug it in overnight. And if you had 8 or 16 hours of charge time, that's fine. Now, if you're only going to run your generator for a couple hours at a time and you want to top your batteries back off, then it's going to work a little differently, but there's a couple of ways they can match it. But what we would do is configure the system, and these guys here figure out which batteries are going to be best for you. I think this is real close to what the others were, but apparently I guess a 370 amp hour battery. So they test them, they do all this other kind of stuff on them, but you could run your shop with this kind of stuff, with real shop equipment. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to step out of the building because, fuck, I know what that battery gas smells like, and I'm out of here. Okay.